Hey Run Junkies, welcome to Runners Without Limits TV. It is Monday, August 9th, and I'm going to kind of catch you up on what's been going on last couple of weeks. And I'm a little different for Monday. Usually I get in an early morning walk or run. It's about mid-morning and I'm walking. I'm headed to the pool today. I'm going to jam in about 1,000 meters of swimming this morning. That's my workout. And let me tell you a little bit about what's been going on. Either I forget to turn on the camera or forget to start my watch again. Still not $100, So the thing about this past week is I was supposed to go to Florida. We were going to spend the week in Titusville due to a positive COVID test for one of the counselors at Kennedy Space Center camp. They canceled the camp at the last minute. So it was going to be really hard for us to go down. It was already an expensive trip. We were going to have to make it more expensive because if we really just wanted to sit around, we would have done that here. So we canceled the trip. We stayed here, which I think was ultimately a good thing. It's been a very busy summer. It was a really good week of downtime. So I just kind of kept doing what I've been doing. So that's all. It was disappointing. We've been trying to get into that camp for 3 years, and we still haven't been able to do it. I kind of feel like the fates are against us on this one. But anyway, moving forward. The air quality has been really bad too. It's we had a little bit of rain here in Colorado maybe a week, 2 weeks ago, which has been great for our state. Unfortunately, the air quality, you can't see the mountains back there. Usually you can see the mountains. Even if the air quality isn't perfect, you can usually see the mountains, but it's so bad that you actually can't see the mountains today. Haven't been able to for a few days now. All this smoke is from states west of here. The wind just shifts and blows everything in, and it's not good. It's not safe for a lot of people. We're getting a lot of air quality alerts. So it's best early in the morning. Still not perfect, but it is best early in the morning. You don't smell the smoke, but you can definitely see it hanging in the air. It's really sad. This couple of weeks I've actually been extremely busy in all the good ways with all these big announcements, guys, that I've been telling you about. There's been a lot of work, not just to stay, on top of things from week to week, but really, I want to get ahead of the game. And I think by the end of August, I will have a really good handle on things. She says with all the confidence in the world, knowing full well that a depth charge could blow it all up at any moment. Yeah, let's just go with it. I'm working on it. Give me a minute. Today's a big workout. I have 6 miles, 2 by 1 mile at tempo pace with a break in between each, and then I have a 1 mile at goal race pace. These are the ones where I feel like I put way too much pressure on myself, and if I don't nail it, it's like, how is race day gonna go? I'm already, this whole training cycle, I haven't been, the runs have felt good. Not all of them have felt great, which is usually the case. It's hard to not compare myself to where I was 2 to 3 years ago, certainly 18 months ago. A lot has changed, not just with, the pandemic, but with just my own changes. And I don't know what my body is doing. I'm not getting the same signals that I'm used to getting. So, it'll be interesting to see how this run works today.
All right, it is Friday afternoon, and I want to kind of catch you up on how that run went yesterday. It actually went very, very well. It's the kind of run that can kind of make or break your mental confidence. Whether or not the run goes well isn't really indicative of how your race day is going to go, but it's the kind of run that you feel like if you nail it, you go into your race day feeling much more confident. And I did. I had a really good run, 6 miles. This morning I walked 3 miles with Miko the Wonder Mutt. I've been adding in kind of sporadically longer yoga sessions, some solid strength training sessions, and a lot of walking. August is a little funny because we go back to school in just over a week. We have, triathlons, and my race then is a week into September. So by the time I get to the end of August, I'll be pseudo tapering for the Fortitude 10K. So feeling really good about how my training is going. I have a long run, 8 to 9 miles tomorrow, and then a rest day on Sunday. So I feel like I'm in a good place for the Fortitude 10K. However, speaking of depth charges,
how long have you been fostering? Well,
Really?
yeah.
Thank you. Go back. I was unaware of trail construction. This is all torn up. This takes me out to the Sand Creek path, and it's like this for miles, or at least for the foreseeable future. I have no idea how far down it goes, but I certainly don't want to come back in another hour and have to deal with the treacherous footing. So I'm turning around. We'll see how far I get, because there's someone waiting for me at home, and I can't wait too long. Not a great run today. So just a comedy of errors. I had my phone went into emergency shutdown twice because I was pushing the button for too long. The trail, of course, was all torn up. The bike path had a kind of sketchy situation in the middle of it, so I had to turn around at one point. 8 or 9 miles was on the plan today. 6.2 at 10K was the minimum. I've got this kind of anxiety of the puppy being home by herself for too long because my husband's taking Miko the Wonder Mutt to dog park for a much deserved break from Zed puppy. And it's just not a good run mentally for me. I'm really upset because if I start complaining about the conditions, you'll just say, oh, it's not that bad. You know what? It wasn't a good run, okay? So I get to complain about what I get to complain about. And in addition to that, I just deleted something because I got pissy. So I think I'm just gonna go home and have some breakfast. Play with the puppy and introduce you to her. Okay, I'm going home. Calling it. So this is Mindy May also known as Mulan. That's her foster name. And she's a very sweetheart. She's a sweetheart, but she is a puppy. Very, shh, see, she just wants to go. She wants to explore. So we got her because this was a really good time to get a new puppy. We're going to be home for a bit, and we're not traveling for a while. We always wanted a second dog after Miko was really well trained, and he is. He's not really sure what to do with this one, but they're figuring it out. Miko's still my running dog. She won't be running with me for a while, but that's okay. So, before this thing explodes, because she's going to get rambunctious like this, I'm going to call it for today. And I'm going to say, thank you very much for watching. I'm going to put her down. But guys, that is going to do it for me today. Now that she's finally settled down, she's been kind of wandering about for a little bit. I've been trying to get her calm. So remember, you can support me over on Patreon. You can support the entire Runners Without Limits network. Over there, you get exclusive after shows and behind the scenes and bloopers, and there are going to be a lot more bloopers now with the new edition. But that is going to do it for me. Now that she's nice and calm and she's kind of relaxing here on the front porch, we're just going to sit here for a bit. I think this may last for about 30 seconds. Anyway, what do you think of the new addition to the family? Because we're still not quite sure what we just did to ourselves. Please leave thoughts, questions, comments, and suggestions for future videos in the comment section down below. I think next week I'll tell you a little bit more about how we got the second Wonder Mutt. So we'll have to see how things shake out. But that's going to do it for me today. You guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Until then, remember, you have no limits. Happy running.